Hey guys, it's Morgan, and wanted to give you a few tips on file organization. Because if you do a lot of these videos, a lot of these, project files, all this stuff going on at once, you're gonna have a jumbled mess if you don't have a good system to kind of keep things organized. So I'm gonna show you exactly kind of how I do things to kind of help me keep things kind of a little bit organized versus just, chaos essentially in my folders here. So basically, you definitely want to start with an asset folder. Now, the asset folder is going to contain things that you could use for possibly any video. So, some examples of this would be like logos, different types of logos, different files. For example, if you got a PNG file, throw it in there. You got a JPEG, throw it in there. Also, I like to use the same music for a lot of the videos I do. Like one gym will always have the same music because it kind of creates that sense of consistency. I mean, every time you hear like the Simpsons logo or Simpsons music or Seinfeld, you know exactly, hey, that's Seinfeld, that's Simpsons. Well, I try to make that same thing happen with my music. So every time you hear this certain song, you're gonna think of, for example, Final Call CrossFit. So also, I'll have like some project files in here. So like this one would be like the logo reveal of the kind of the way the logo was, played at the very beginning of the clips. So I've got the original project where I created that at, and also got a lower thirds, which is kind of like a title that usually pops up on the side of the screen that with their name, stuff like that. So I've got those original files in here, as well as a example or a file of the Photoshop thumbnail. For example, on this one here, this is how I do a lot of the thumbnails for this particular gym. Make it a little bit look a little bit different. Usually throw their logo in there again to show consistency. So when you pull up their YouTube page, it's going to be a whole bunch of thumbnails that look similar. So again, you see that thumbnail, you recognize with that gym. And finally, I've got a logo reveal. So this is what we drop in on every video, assuming we got time. Unlike maybe like an Instagram, we might not have the full 30 or 60 seconds, so we might take it out there. But besides that, all these files that could be used in any video are going to be located in the assets file. Next, we'll start breaking up in, like for example, this day I did 3 testimonials. So we got Brian, Tiffany, and Tori. So basically in the Brian file, I had 2 different camera angles of Brian, his as well as his audio recording. So I put all those files in here so I can kind of keep track of Brian's main things. Same thing with Tiffany. I've got her angles, thumbnail picture, as well as external audio, and as well as Tori, same thing. So I've started also a project file. Basically, this is going to be a place where all the projects live. This way, I don't have to be like, now, was that in the Brian file, or was it the Tiffany file, or was it just the general file? All the Premiere Pro projects, all the After Effects projects, if you use that, are going to fall in this file here. And finally, I've got like a B-roll file. So like shots that have like nothing to do with a particular person in general. So I could use these dumbbell shots for any of the testimonials. I could use this time lapse for any of them. I'm going to put those in the B-roll. And then finally, if you want to spend the time, if you want to like click through all these files and say, okay, this is definitely a Brian one, so I'm going to throw that into the Brian file. This one's, a random coaching one. It's going to be in the B-roll. By all means, you're welcome to do that. That's going to take some time, but it will help you be more organized. So we'll just drop that in there. But overall, that's just kind of a quick and simple way to stay organized and, have a little bit controlled chaos instead of like, there's dozens upon dozens of clips I've done for this gym. And if I didn't really organize them in such a way, it'd be just a scrambled mess. So those are kind of my tips and tricks on just file organization.